Hi guys, Yuni here. How are you today? Guys, I just want to tell you something about changes. Because when we are suffering this situation with fibromyalgia, sometimes it requires changes in our situation. It's not easy, especially me guys. I don't like to have changes. It's very tiresome. You have to adjust yourself from one thing to another. But sometimes we have to do it because of our health situation. Sometimes it is a must to have changes. And sometimes it happen also that if you don't have courage to change in your situation, things happen that it changes itself around us to direct us to the new path. It happens, and sometimes we don't have a choice. Changes happens itself when we don't have the courage to do it, or we just let it be and it happens. Because if we are not going to change in our situation, it's very difficult, and it needs to be done sometimes because of our situation, the health situation, financial situation, family situation. Changes it requires every now and then. And sometimes I don't like changes because it takes money. It costs money from changing from one thing to another, moving from one thing to another. It costs. So therefore, I'm not fan of having changes in my life. But one thing also, guys, I want to tell you that if we are not going to change, we are not going to grow as a matured person. So therefore, I can say that changes is a requirement sometimes in order for us to grow and in order for us to find the path we are going to, the future we are going to do in our lives. So changes in our lives is a must, but it is not always comfortable. I don't like it because the changes, the adjustment, the moving and everything, it's uncomfortable sometimes. It's not always comfortable, but life, that's life. It is what it is. So guys, in our situation, especially if you are new diagnosed with fibromyalgia, then you have to begin thinking some changes in your life, the lifestyle, the food, the eating, the sleeping, and everything. It requires changes. And as what I've told you, is not easy because we are living in a pattern. In our lives, we live in a situation, in a certain pattern. And we follow that day by day, months after months. We are following the certain path which we thought that is good for us. So we don't need changes, we don't do anything, we just live with it. But all of the sudden, things happen without our control, and it requires changes. So guys, think for yourself when you are suffering this kind of illness of fibromyalgia. Think of yourself, think your family. It requires changes sometimes. It's uncomfortable, not always comfortable, but it is a must to do. So there's a lot of things we need to adjust when we do something to change in our lifestyle. So much things to consider, so much thing to think of. It's not only you. If you have a family, if you have a children, you have to consider them too. You cannot only think about yourself that, okay, I'm going to do the changes and it's just me. No, it's many things to consider. Family, children, parents, and something like that. So guys, if you are going to change something in your life when you are also suffering fibromyalgia, think twice. Do it slowly. Plan it what is best for you, how you can do it, how the family can adjust it, so it will go fine. It's not always easy as what I've told you, but just take one step at a time. You don't need to panic right away. I have that certain way sometimes that I have panic or stress. We just call it stress. I become so stressed right away when there is some other changes in my life. Because as what I've told you, there is a lot of things to consider. Your children, your lifestyle, your financial situation. So much thing to think of, especially when you are alone. Like me, I am alone. So there's a lot of things to consider when you are going to do some changes in your life. But guys, that's life. We need to change in order to grow up. We need to change in order to find a new way which is good for you, which is good for your family, or which is good for your parents. So therefore, I can say that changes is a must sometimes. And yeah, it's also the same at work. At work, when you're working the same thing again and again in many years, you are used with it and you are not going to like if there is something changes. And that happens to me too, because it stressed me so much when things are changing at my work and we have to move to another building, we have to move to the other department. All those things changes of work situation, work schedule. It stressed me so much, guys. Oh, believe me, it stressed me so much. I cannot sleep. The pain of my body is aching. When I am stressed, the more my body is aching. And that thing, I don't have control of that. We cannot control it. It's just happened. So when you are suffering fibromyalgia, it's very difficult to explain, because things happen which you cannot control, and things happen not in a certain way that it's okay, you can accept it right away, and the mindset is not always with you. So again, you have to think twice, you have to work with yourself, you have to work with your mindset that it accepts the situation. So changes is a big thing for me. So for example, from the Philippines moving to Norway, it's a big change. It's a big deal for me, because in the Philippines it's so warm, and in here in Norway it's so cold in the winter. And now I am in the middle. Sometimes I want warm and sometimes I want cold. So our body adjusts to it, our life situation adjusts to it when we can choose some changes in our life. It will adjust, but sometimes it goes slowly because of the stress And because that you're thinking so much, you don't like changes. I don't like changes at work. I don't like things happen differently because we have always changes every time we change our boss, new leader, and especially if I'm going to another department, another colleagues, another people to adjust. And it takes a lot of effort in my side because of my situation, because they don't know me. They don't know what is my health issue, because it is a big deal when you are working full time and you have some health issue and there is changes at work that you can be transferred to another department and work there. It's a big deal for me because you meet new people. Meeting new people, there is good, there is bad. Because you have the good thing, it's exciting to meet new people. It's exciting to learn new people. But at the same time, it stressed me up. It stressed you because you have to adjust. You have to learn. You have to accept the new surroundings you have, the new colleagues you have. And yeah, it takes time, effort, patience, and acceptance. So guys, that is my share with you today. Be aware of some changes in your life. Do it slowly. Take it one step at a time. Use your time to adjust yourself, your situation, life situation, and especially to consider your family, that they can also accept the whole situation, that you're changing your food, you're changing your lifestyle because of your fibromyalgia. So much things to consider. There's so much need respect and love to each other. If there is love, there's always respect and acceptance to each other. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you for your support, family and friends. I love you all and have an amazing day. Namaste.